Hey, what's up guys? Hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. In this video, we're going to take a look at the amazing pink lake seen in Maui just a few days ago. This has never before been seen. An entire lake turned bright pink, like something you'd see out of a Barbie movie. And again, this was something that has never before been seen. We're also going to look at just plain weird observations in the ecosystem involving plants and leaves. You're going to see a lizard on a car window looking in at the driver as he was driving down the road. No joke, amongst other very bizarre things as well. We'll come back and take a look at all those interesting things here in just a moment. But first, over here at the homepage of the website. Speaking of strange, this photo here was sent in by Melissa Thaxton. Looks like she took this photo on a recent trip to Mars. Get a load of that orange color, would you? That's unedited too. That's exactly how I received the photo sent in by Melissa. Thank you, Melissa. Really appreciate that. Checking in on the GOES X-Ray Flux over here at the Space Weather Prediction Center. All quiet in the last 24 hours. Schumann Resonance, been quiet for a week. Hopping over to the Yellowstone supervolcano caldera, looking at the seismographs that monitor the mighty supervolcano. Looking at some earthquake activity in the middle of Yellowstone Lake. And this is a localized earthquake. That's not a larger earthquake that occurred somewhere else around the world and was detected here. That is a localized earthquake that lasted the better part of 10 minutes. Looking at a little bit of activity up here at Mammoth Fault, and then of course over here in the northwestern quadrant. But that is a respectable earthquake there in the middle of Yellowstone Lake. And speaking of lakes, going to Maui. Never seen that before. A pink pond on Maui ignites flurry on social media. Looks like something from an alien world. It doesn't look like anything I've ever seen on planet Earth, but that really happened on November 8th, just a few days ago. People were down here taking pictures of the bright pink pond on Maui, and it made waves on social media, piquing curiosity as well as raising questions and concerns over the unusually colored body of water. Story over here at KITV.com goes on to say, I noticed the pink water when I was flying over from Oahu on Tuesday night. I had never seen that before. And this is coming from an aquatic biologist, Andrea Kiloha. Kiloha went on to explain the color change might be the result of an algae bloom, a process in which bacteria builds up because of the high concentration of nutrients in the area, or because of changes in water quality, such as higher temperatures. But the elephant in the room was definitely the large pink lake that showed up on the island of Maui just a few days ago. Again, something that's never before been seen. And speaking of never before been seen, I think I've seen a video or photos of some bizarre carrots in the past, but nothing exactly like this. Video sent in by Sandy out of Washington State, goes back to November 4th of 2023. She just harvested this out of her garden here a few days ago, and when she took it out of the ground, it looked like that. What a bizarre carrot, a collection of carrots that apparently have all grown together, creating one super weird carrot, once again, out of the state of Washington. Thank you, Sandy. Really appreciate that. And up next is a video and photos of just plain weird observations. This starts off with narration, and here we go.
No, do you see this, Mom? That leaf is moving on its own and there's no wind.
Yes. Yes, really something.
What is up with that? Look at that. I mean, there's a slight breeze, but not to do that. What's up with that?
And she's exactly right. Angela Southerly sent that video in of this leaf that we've seen in the past on other trees. We've seen leaves like this moving for unknown reasons. And that was another example, a fine example. And this next segment is of a grasshopper on the hood of Angie Sieb's car in Frisco, Texas. It also has narration. And here we go.
This is so weird. He will not move. He keeps staring at me. Why? Look at his antennas go up. That is so weird. Mr. Grasshopper, go away. Mr. Grasshopper, go away.
Wasn't that weird? I mean, you could totally tell that the grasshopper was looking at Angie as she was sitting behind the wheel of her car, and you could hear the car running. Now going to Palm Bay, Florida, photo sent in by Anthony as he was driving down the road. This little creature hopped on the window of his car, the driver's side window, and was also looking at Anthony as he was driving his car down the road in Palm Bay, Florida. How about that? I mean, that is definitely not something you see every day. Here's the full view of the creature on the window of Anthony's car. And going from Palm Bay, Florida to Saranac Lake, New York, video sent in by Chris of a moving leaf. You can see none of the other leaves in the field of view are moving except the one in the center for unknown reasons. Obviously, there was no wind on this day, or the other leaves would have been moving as well. Another weird observation of just a random leaf kind of moving under its own power without the aid of wind. This next segment has narration. It's out of Fort Collins, Colorado.
Gina in Fort Collins, Colorado. I've got one for your freaky fauna files. This tree's been in our yard since we moved here about 7-8 years ago. It is not a fruit-bearing tree. It never has had any kind of fruit, poisonous or other, any kind of berries or anything like that. As you can see, all over the tree, there is no fruit. There never was. But for some reason, on one branch this year, there is berries just on this one branch. I noticed that the other day, and I was thinking, what the heck? I don't know what kind of weird genetics are at play. Maybe something falling from the sky. Maybe some weird genetic anomaly. I don't know. If anybody knows what kind of tree this is or why there's just berries this one time on one branch, let me know.
That is definitely freaky flora. And speaking of freaky, Danielle shared these photos of this pumpkin, and the inside of the pumpkin apparently was sprouting. Look at the seeds sprouting inside of the pumpkin as she cut the top of the pumpkin off, and you can clearly see there were vines growing inside of the pumpkin. Definitely bizarre and definitely something you don't see every day. And the next photo is also of a pumpkin, a bizarre dual pumpkin that grew into two, not just one. Photos by Tim out of Minnesota. And the next one, for some strange reason, was green, not orange. A green pumpkin grew in Tim's garden up in Minnesota. What a collection of bizarre observations indeed. Thanks for the photos and videos, guys. Keep them coming. If you guys have any photos you'd like to share, you can send those to reports at MrMBB333.com. If you guys have any videos you'd like to share that are too large to attach to the email, come over here to the homepage of the website. You can always find a link down below in the description box. Look for this red banner that says, have a large video. It's a Dropbox. Drag and drop your video into the Dropbox. Please include your first name, date, and location, and I'll take it from there. Thanks for watching. Have a super day, and be safe out there.